Good morning, friends. Happy Wednesday. Do we still say hump day? It's probably, I'm dating myself, right? I'm aging myself. Good morning. Happy Wednesday. I know I said that already. I want to show you a few things today. First of all, my palette. This is my custom compact. I would be happy to build one for you if you want to be color matched. It's colormatchedbykaren.com. We have something new. They are called collections. So if you don't want to be color matched, we can choose a collection that is the right size for you and the right level. So we have a collection that's 4, so that you would get 4 tins and a compact and a brush. And there's 8 different levels depending on your skin tone. Obviously, I am makeup free right now. And then there is an 8 where you would get 8 tins. And then there's a 12 that you would get 12 tins. So obviously the more tins, the bigger the compact. This just launched on Monday. So forgive me that I don't know all the details. I believe that the 12 comes with 2 brushes. I'm gonna have to learn that. Okay, so let me get to it. Cream makeup, it's great for any skin, especially mature skin like myself. Anybody that has problem skin like myself. I've got the red nose, I've got green and yellow tones underneath my eyes, I've got those bags, I've got blotchiness, I've got sunspots and age spots. I've got it all. So cream makeup is great for that. We call this 3D foundation because our faces are not one-dimensional, right? They have depth and dimension. So historically, women, we have put that liquid foundation all over our face, which basically takes the dimension out of your face. And then you start adding it back in when you contour and add, what's it called underneath your eyes? We call it a brightening highlight. I forget what it's called underneath your eyes now. But so that's just putting layer upon layer upon layer. With our system, you put the product where it goes on your face in one layer, and then you blend. And since it's all cream makeup and the first 3 things that I put on my face all have coverage, I'm not taking the dimension out of my face. I am adding to it. I'm adding dimension where I do have some along my cheekbones, along my jawline, and I'm adding brightness where I want to bring your eye towards and away from, which is underneath my bag area. Okay, so I don't want to highlight this bag area. I put my brightener right underneath my bag area. So placement is key, and I can assure you it is so simple. Once you let go of the makeup routine that you are used to doing, since we were all, teenagers? So I'm going to show you that routine this morning. I do have 2 blank spaces here because if you follow me, you have seen this is my contour and it is almost gone. And this is my main highlight color and it's really almost gone. So I'm going to replace those 2. The tins are metal and the compacts are magnetized. So when you run out of something, you just pop that tin out and you replace it. So let me grab my replacement here. This is my new contour. So this is the old one. This is the new one. I'm just going to take my compact and I'm going to pop that right in. I'm going to grab that highlight color. Almost gone, brand new. These are $14. So I'm not having any waste, right? I'm not replacing a whole palette because I've run out of something. I'm replacing 1 tin. And so then, boom, you pop that in and you are good to go. What you can also do, and what I always do, I was just too lazy to do it this morning before I hopped on this live, is you can melt these down. So if you've got like a flat iron, or I do it, obviously I don't have a flat iron. I do it just like on a flat pan on top of my stove on a very low setting. I have a video if you're interested in seeing this actually being done. You just place these tins on the hot surface. I get a toothpick and I just kind of stir them. And what it does is it evens. See how I have product left all around the edges? It will even it out so that I can get every last bit out of my tins. Again, so that there's no waste. And environmentally, the only thing that I'm quote unquote throwing away is these little tins, right? I'm not throwing away a whole compact, and these are recyclable. So, well, where I live, they are, maybe not in all areas. So, it's environmentally friendly as well. Okay, so let's get started. I'm going to, you know what? Where's, sorry, here it is. I was going to say unprepared. I'm going to just pull my hair back. Sometimes I use barrettes to do that. Sometimes I use this band. Okay. I'm going to start with my contour just because this is a matter of preference. I like to put this on so that it maps out my face. So I put this, like I said, this has coverage. So I'm going to put this where it belongs, which is along my cheekbone. I know that looks dark, and don't be intimidated by it. Makeup should be fun, right? I say it all the time. If you're not having fun with your makeup, you are doing something wrong, girlfriends. Okay, that's step one, already done. And I assure you, if I'm not sitting here talking to the internet, I do my makeup in 5 to 7 minutes, depending on if I mess up, if I go a little extra. Okay, next, remember that brand new highlight that I just popped in? With cream makeup, less is more. And so you never want to swipe your brush into your makeup. You will pick up way, way, way too much. So what I do is I just get a couple dabs of it, and then I dab it on my face. So all I'm doing is transferring it from the tin to my face. And I like to do this like stippling motion. A couple different reasons. Mature skin. I like more of a full coverage. The brushes are also very important. What kind of coverage you like will depend on what brush I would recommend for you. Since I like a fuller coverage, I go with this 3D brush. Sometimes I'll switch it off. Where's my buff brush? Oh, there it is. Sometimes I will switch it off to the buff brush. These two brushes are great for full coverage. So just like I did with the contour, I'm putting this in very specific areas where I want this coverage. So this main highlight color, think of this as like your main foundation color. I'm putting it in that bag area because remember I said I don't want to bring, I'm going to brighten underneath there. I don't want to bring attention. I don't want to bring your eye to that bag area. I'm going to camouflage it best I can, but I can't, I'm not having surgery here. So I can't make it go away, but I can draw your eye somewhere else. So that's what I'm going to do with the brightener once I'm done with this. And even though I'm just kind of putting it on my face, I'm not really blending. I'm just making sure that I've got it evenly distributed. And this is what I'm doing. I'm dabbing, almost like stippling. I'm like pushing it into my skin. Okay. That's the brush I use. I'm gonna flip it around, and now I'm gonna do the same thing with my next brightest color, which is my brightening shade. And you see I picked up very, very little. And look at that. I picked up very little, and look how much came up on my brush. And I'm very strategically trying to stay out of that bag area. It's not blended. So it's cream, so it's heating up on my face, right? Because your face is warm, which will make it that much easier to blend when I'm ready to blend. So I'm gonna put some up here, down the center of my nose, down here in the middle of my chin. Looks a little crazy right now, doesn't it? And my light, all of a sudden the sun came out and my light is different. So hopefully this is coming across. I don't obviously have any filters on. I don't use filters, especially when sorry, I'm getting a text. Especially when I'm doing anything that has to do with the makeup. My goal is always to show you truly what it looks like. Okay, this is the blush and bronzer brush, and I like to use the smaller end to blend. So I'm gonna start down here. And I'm making little circles. Remember, I've pushed it into my skin, so it's on there. It's not gonna blend away too far. One thing I will tell you about cream makeup, though, is it must be set. So it's cream, like I said, it's warming up with my skin, and it will transfer if you don't set it. There's a couple different ways that you can set cream makeup. You can either use a setting spray or a setting powder. I happen to like to use both. And what that does, the setting spray or setting powder, is it almost creates like a barrier on top of the makeup that sets the makeup in place and it doesn't move. I'm just making little circles. And see how nicely that blended? Last but not least, the one place that everyone gets freaked out about. All you have to do is continue to make little circles along the line, pulling it up and back. See that? Now, if I went down a little bit too far, see that down there? I just pick up that brush that I used for my highlights, and I kind of erase it away. See that? That's what it started out looking like, and that's what it looks like now. Let me look in my mirror, just in case my lighting is off at all. All right, I switch hands. Yes, I am somewhat ambidextrous. I was supposed to be left-handed, or I was left-handed, and when I was younger, that was not acceptable for whatever crazy reason in the Catholic school that I went to, so they made me right-handed. TMI, I know, but that's why I can easily just switch off my hands, which hand I'm using. Okay. That is your foundation. And I promise you that takes a minute to do. Okay. I want to add in some warmth to my skin. So how I do that is with a bronzer. Bronzer is different than contour. They're both brown. These are my bronzers. The contour is cool and ashy. That adds dimension. This bronzer is warm, and it just makes you look like you've been out in the sun a little bit. Gives you that sun-kissed glow. I'll do this half so you can see the difference of what I'm talking about. And I like to build this if I'm putting bronzer on. I like to control how much I put on. I always like to put it down my neck too. I want my neck to look sun-kissed. Okay, so that's what the bronzer does. See how this side, let me see if I can do this. This side looks a little bit more sun-kissed, and this side just kind of looks okay. I mean, it looks great with the makeup, but I like it to look like I've been sitting out in the sun for an hour or so. Now, a lot of women will put this on their nose too. You're supposed to put it like on the highlights of your face, which means if you're laying down on the ground, the spots on your face that are closest to the sun, right? So that would be your nose, your cheeks, your forehead. I do not like to put it on my nose because I have a very red nose. And I'm a little crazy with that there in the middle. So I'm going back in with that brightening. I don't want to add any kind of redness, warmth, any of that back to my nose. I got rid of the redness. Why would I add it back in? Okay, let me do my brows so I can get this thing off my hair because I do have to take Chooch. Chooch is my dog. I had to take him to the vet this morning. And if I leave this thing on my hair too long, it's going to look ridiculous and hard to style when I'm done. Okay. I'm using one of our eyeshadow colors to fill in my brows. Yes, I said eyeshadow. One of the goals here at Seint is to simplify, be efficient, create, I guess that's more than one goal. Some of the goals, I should say. Simplify, create less waste, be efficient, and by having everything in your compact, everything I've used so far has come from this compact. So that's my goal, is to not have other things that I have to buy or carry around or look for when I need them. If you've got everything in the palm of your hand, it makes for the application to be so much faster. Plus it's cream, so it's TSA approved. If you're someone who travels a lot, you can take this in your carry-on. And it won't count towards any of your liquids. Sorry, I have to use the mirror over here on the side to do some of these things because it's very, very difficult to do it in the mirror. I mean, excuse me, in the in my phone. So if you are not catching this live, what I would like you to do is, first of all, comment replay, hashtag replay. And then secondly, turn on your notifications for this page. So that way, when I go live, you will be alerted in your news feed or in your notifications, I guess. And you can watch it live and interact with me if you have questions or something that you want me to address. See, this is why I don't like to have that headband on for too long. It's fine. Once I get some styling products in it, it'll be okay. Okay, let's go back and do our blush. What color do I want today? Oh, by the way, we came out with 5 new blushes on Monday. I ordered them, so I don't have them yet. They get shipped from Utah. But once I do, I will do a tutorial or a live video showing you all 5 of the new colors once I get them in my grubby little hands. Okay, obviously I have white on today. What color do I want? You know what? Let's do something different. I swear, every time I get a hair in my eyes. We have so many lip and cheek colors. And yes, I said lip and cheek. It's a blush and it's a lipstick. That I can't carry them all in that little compact. It's a big compact, but look at this one. This one is so much bigger. So this is some more of our lip and cheeks, and the bottom part there is even more. In addition to some of these three on this first page, and all of, well, and these on the second page. These were my bronzers. So, and then, like I said, we have 5 more that are coming, that are out. So there's something for everyone. You know what? Let's go a little glossy today. I want to show you something because I think a lot of women, including myself, are afraid of this color. Do you see this color right here? It almost looks black. I mean, it's really, really dark, right? That's what you think. It's called Black Cherry. I'm going to pop it out of the compact so that I can show you a little bit closer. I want to show you what this actually looks like. That's what it looks like. I will use my finger to put it on. I'll use my finger for that much to put it on. I mean, look at how pretty this color is. And you would never know it by this tin. I mean, it looks like you're going to be goth or something, right? But it's actually a sheer glossy, like maroon color. Grape. Look at how pretty that is on. I'm going to use it on my lips too. Just so you don't think I'm doing anything weird. Look at how pretty that is, right? I don't use it a lot. That's why it's in this compact that I don't carry around with me. The ones that I use more often, I carry around in this compact. And you would not have to get this size. Like I started off by saying with our new collections, you can get smaller sized compacts. So let's continue. That actually feels really good on my lips. I did it kind of messy, sorry. You know what I want to do? I want to contour my nose. So remember the lines that I started off with in the beginning? I'm going to go back into my contour. I'm going to dab into that. Squeeze this brush to make it like a straight line. And I'm going to use this mirror so I don't mess up. And I'm going to make a line there. And a line there. Now, if you've never done this before, you might have to practice once or twice to figure out what you like and how to do it. Lord knows I had to. Look, no one starts off an expert at anything, right? I never used to contour my nose. I never used to contour my cheeks before I started using Seint. And I used this makeup 1.5 years before I became an artist. So I like that, right? It contoured my nose. It kind of gave me a little bit of a narrower nose. But what I don't like is the line that you can now see on either side. So I'm going to flip that brush over. And I like to do this step before I do my eyeshadow because doing this up here near my eyelid will sometimes mess up my eyeshadow. So now see, that line is gone. You can't see it anymore, but you can still see it this way. So I'm being very intentional with my brush placement here. And I'm going up and down the line just like I did over here, so that I can kind of like phase that line out so that you can't notice it on the side. But look at that, you can still see it from the front. So I just gave myself a nose job. Yay, yay me. I'm gonna do a quick eyeshadow. I'm also thinking about doing a pretty big giveaway. I would love to see more interaction on this page, and I would love to have more people on this page. So I'm thinking about doing something with like a share. If you share something that I would post from this page onto your personal page and tag the page in it, then you would be entered to win something. I have some goodies that I can put up for a prize. Some really nice Seint things. Skincare or makeup. I don't know. I have to think about it. I would usually say that if you invite someone to the page, I would enter you. But I did that when I had the smaller private group page, because then I could see if somebody was new on the page, I could see who invited them. But I don't think I can do that on this, new public business page. I haven't quite figured that out yet. So that's why I would need you to share a post and tag me in it, so that way I could see that you shared it, and whether someone joins or not would not be up to you. The only thing you would have to do would be share the post and tag me in it. So I'm going to think about this the next couple days, and I'll see what I can come up with as far as like a contest and what a good prize would be. I'll figure it out. Okay. I'm doing my usual eyes. Basic is the first color I used. Philly, the color that is on the outside corners, and then As You Wish on my lids. I'm sorry, I'm so boring when it comes to eyes sometimes. Like I said, I have to take Chooch to the vet, and I have to go to the post office. I have to go to FedEx store. So I don't have to be glamorous, but I want to look put together, and it's coming along. Okay, what am I going to do next? I'm going to set my makeup. So, setting spray, blush and bronzer brush, some sprays of that. This is how I like doing it. And then more stippling or dabbing. Pull that up. Okay. You're going to see that my face is going to look wet and shiny, which it should, because that's a setting spray and it's a liquid. But what this is doing, like I said earlier, is it's setting my makeup for me. So as it dries, it's creating that barrier. And why I put it on my brush is because I like to have control of where it is, where it goes. If I just sprayed it on my face, which is completely acceptable if you spray it on your face, I just feel like I use too much and maybe it doesn't go everywhere. So while that's drying, I like to do my mascara. And I usually do a primer. But I'm not going to do that today. I've already rambled on for too long. But I do like to multitask when I can. And so while that is drying on my face, I'm putting on my mascara. This is from a company called iiiD. I really, really like it. Let me use my mirror over here so I don't poke myself in the eye. Not to say that I wouldn't poke myself in the eye. Even if I do look in the mirror, I am a klutz. If you know me, you know that. I'm very, very klutzy. I've broken so many toes. Like, I walk into furniture that has been sitting there for years. Like, and it's daylight. Like, it's not like the furniture is new and it's dark and I walk into it and stub my toes. No, it's daylight. I'm not paying attention to what I'm doing, whatever. And when I say I broke my toes, I'm not saying I jammed them. I legit break my toes. So I commit to it. When I walk into a piece of furniture, I really walk into a piece of furniture. I've had a couple concussions. Oh my gosh. One, I walked into the tree branch on my front lawn, knocked myself out. Okay, so that setting spray is dry, but I've got some shininess, and that comes from the setting spray because a lot of women like that. Apparently it makes you look younger. I personally don't like it. Think of J-Lo. So J-Lo, she always looks like, you know, she's got that shine going on. Then think of Adele, and Adele is always very matte. I'm Adele. I want to be matte. Okay, so let me show you over here. Let me see if I can get a pretty good angle. Okay, there we go. See all that shine right there? And now it's gone. See that shine right there on my nose? Right there? Gone. See a little bit of shine under there? Gone. Look at the difference between the two. Now, I don't want to powder bomb my face. I just want to put this, and again, notice I'm stippling. I'm dabbing. I just want to put it where that shine is that I don't want the shine. Sometimes I like to put it down here just to kind of see how that defined the line a little bit. Okay. And there we go. Ta-da! I will post a before and after. I will think about what I want to do as far as the contest and the giveaway for the prize. Once the 5 new lip and cheeks come into my grubby little hands, I will come on and show you those in case anyone's interested in them. If you are interested in this makeup and you don't want a color match, still reach out to me because we do have those new collections, so I can help you figure out which level of skin tone you are and then which size is something that you're interested in. Like I said, we have a 4 tin, we have an 8 tin, and we have a 12 tin. And then in each one of those 4, 8, and 12, we have levels of your skin from fairest to darkest. So that's typically what I would do for a color match. But I don't know. I think in today's times, some people are hesitant to send their information to someone like me that you may not know. You see on Facebook and, you know, you want to trust me, but you're not sure. And you want to fill out my color match, but you have to give me some information. And you're like, I'm not sure about that. I don't know this chick. I don't want to give her my information. Like your name, your address, things like that. Maybe you don't want to send me a makeup-free selfie. You know, when you do the selfie for the color match, you can't have any makeup on. Like I started this live today. So a lot of women don't want to expose themselves that way. And I get it. I was that way too. Do you know how much anxiety I used to have coming on here with no makeup on to start? I mean, look. I've been doing this for almost 2 years now, so that's out the window. If you were here on Saturday, you saw I came on with bedhead, so I'm past that point. But I get it, and so I understand the hesitancy. So when Seint came out with these collections on Monday, to be honest, I was torn because I love doing the color matches and I love interacting one-on-one with each of you when you reach out to me. It's just something in me that I love to do, and I think that is what makes this so fun for me as an artist with Seint, is that like the teacher in me, I used to be a first grade teacher, the people pleaser, the giver in me, I like that one-on-one interaction, and I want everybody to love the makeup, right? And I want you to see how beautiful you really are. So doing those color matches, it warms my heart. It really does. It sounds really corny, but it does. So when Seint came out with those collections, that was a surprise. Everything that came out on Monday, we did not know about. We knew we were getting some new lip and cheeks. We did not know the colors or the names. We couldn't order them ahead of time, so that's why I placed my order on Monday. So when I saw the collections, I was torn because I was like, that's gonna have some people not do a color match, which is great for all of you. I need to stop being selfish with my love of color matches and interacting with people. I love that Seint realized that some people may not be comfortable in doing those steps for a color match and created these collections. So if that is you, reach out to me because I can help you choose, like I said, which level of skin tone you are and which size collection would be best for you, the 4, the 8, or the 12, depending on your wants and needs. So yeah, it's been 2 days since the collections came out, and I'm good with it now. If you still want a color match, I would be so happy to do that. But if you don't, we now have another way for you to get the makeup and be confident that it's the right colors for you. Each of our collections were curated so that it's the things that come in the collections, the shades that come in the collections are the right shades that go together. Like they're not going to give you, here. These are some of our highlights. This is my very first compact when our company was still called Mascara as an artist. And I had to cheat and put the names because I didn't know them yet. So you can see there's some missing. That's because they're in my compact. But you can see we have some really light ones and we have some really dark ones. So they're not going to put something really dark with something really light. So if you are like a level 4 or 5 in our collections, you know, it's going to be the medium ones with something that's a shade or 2 lighter. So they make sense. The collections make sense. I get it. And since I'm here to serve you, if that's the way that you prefer to go instead of a color match, then by all means, let's do it, okay? If you're interested in talking to me about what I do as a Seint artist, I would love to talk to you about that too. It's a lot of fun. I have a lot of fun anyway. Sometimes I'm on here talking to myself, which is okay because then you will watch it later, or maybe not. But look, I got to do my makeup anyway, so why not come on and chat it up with all of you? So have a great Wednesday. If I can help you in any way, please reach out to me. It would, honest to goodness, be my pleasure. Okay? Have a great day, ladies. Bye.